My name is Pedro, and today I will, in a demonstrative speech, teach you how to kick a field goal. Kicking a field goal is probably one of the easiest things I've ever done in my entire life. Now, some people do say that kicking a field goal can be hard, but in all reality, it's just a 1-2 step. Literally. Okay, so whenever in high school, whenever you're gonna kick a field goal, you usually kick it from the 10-yard line. That's the extra point. That's after you score a touchdown. After your team scores. From the 10-yard line, you kick it with the end zone. That makes it a 20-yard field goal. Piece of cake for most high school kickers. Other kickers, they might find a little harder to kick it from that far, which I don't understand why, because it's rather easy. When you're kicking a field goal, you can either kick it off the ground or kick it off a tee or off a block. Kicking off a block is what most high school kickers use because it's just easier because it gives you an elevation to the ball where it's much easier to get the ball through the uprights. Now, when you get to college, most kickers in college, they kick it off the ground, which is not harder, but just the fact that you have to know a little more to kick is really what gets you. Uh, to first begin, you can't just go up there and take 20 steps. You have to know how many steps you're supposed to take to be able to kick a field goal, especially in an in-game situation. Some people will say, well, when you go to kick off, it's like what, 10 steps or how many ever steps the kicker feels comfortable taking. Well, whenever you're kicking an extra point or a field goal, you have to take it in consideration all the other things that are going on. For example, the people coming at you, the defenders, the snap. You have to go fast. So if you ever watch college football, NFL, kickers, they take 3 steps back, 2 steps to the side. That gives you just enough time to get the kickoff without it getting blocked, hopefully. Depending on how your snap goes and how your blocking goes, depends on if you can get the ball off or if it gets blocked. Sometimes at first, when you first starting to kick extra points or field goals, you're gonna have struggle because you're probably gonna end up kicking the top of the ball. When you kick the top of the ball, that makes the ball go downwards. So when you kick the top of the ball, it's not gonna turn out good. You can't kick the ball too low to the ground because if you kick too low to the ground, all it's gonna do is go up. So you have to find the sweet spot to the ball and make it go in. Some people, like to say that the cleat you wear while kicking is kind of effective. Well, I mean, in my case, I use low cut cleats. I just feel like it helps me more than having high top cleats or medium. Because even when you go to kick any other, like for example, you kick a soccer ball, you wear in general low cut cleats. So most kickers that actually are kickers will use low cut cleats. Now I say that kicking is a 1-2 step because it really is. You take your 3 steps back and your 2 steps back, and then when you go to kick the ball off, your first step is your step towards the ball, and then your second step is when you're initiating contact with the ball. Now, whenever you kick a ball, a lot of coaches like to tell you not to look up when you kick the ball. Let the crowd noise determine whether you made it or not, and it has been proven. Now, the difference between kicking off and kicking extra point or a field goal is that whenever you go to kick off, you have no pressure whatsoever from the defense. You can take as many steps you want, or no steps if you want to. The tees are differently. Like I said before, for the extra point tees or the field goal tees in high school, there are 2 different. One's closer to the ground, one's higher off the ground, and then once again you have the one where you kick it off the ground, which not very many people do. But yeah, kicking is probably the easiest thing to learn. You just have to keep working and not get discouraged when something goes wrong or whenever you kick your partner in the butt with the ball like I did in about 11th grade, and it was pretty embarrassing. But yep, that's how I kick field goal.